Once a friend of mine had an abortion. It happened many years ago, and it was a very unpleasant and sad story, as all the abortion stories are. There was something that aggravated the situation. She was raped, and that was horrible as itself, not to mention the consequences. When she found out she was pregnant, she wanted to kill herself. All her relatives insisted on her having an abortion, and so she did. And you can hardly imagine more difficult and painful choice one person can ever have in this life. I tried to support her and to comfort her somehow, so I would come to visit her in the hospital. We talked about the incident a lot, because she needed to pour out all the emotions, otherwise one could just go crazy. At that time we were still schoolgirls, and my friend, she was a young, unexperienced, naive girl. But I still remember one thing she told me that day. She said, "Arina, well, I know whatever I choose today, there are going to be moments in my life when I feel sorry about my decision. Whether I choose to keep the baby or not, I will abuse myself. I will abuse myself if I decide to give birth to the child and will not be able to enter the university or lose other opportunities in my life. And so will I never forgive myself for having had an abortion." There are decisions nobody can take for us, and nobody can spare us from. Sometimes a decision just has to be made, and you have to pull yourself together and do something. Life is a tricky thing, and you have to be ready that somehow additional information may arise which will make you realize your decision was wrong. What I am about to say here is that you shouldn't abuse yourself for choices which you make when you know what you know today. Everything is changing, and we are changing as well. And something that we like or want today can deviate significantly tomorrow. Besides, almost every time when we analyze our past decisions and choices, we have much more experience. We are much wiser. Of course, we have to learn from our own mistakes, and it's good to realize you did something wrong, at least not to repeat that all the time. But there is no need to feel guilty in order to learn the lesson. I have always been terrible at making decisions, and I hate doing it. But those words of my friend still help me. The more you are trying to make the right choice, the more frustrated you become. Basically, all our choices are half chance, so as everybody else. You just have to take for granted that sometimes there is no right choice.